Hello, my name is Amina Abisbanan, a media personality at Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. Kindly follow us on all our social media handles. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us on www.uew.edu.gh. We are the ultimate in campus radio.
Hello there, my name is Enoch Delali Tete, a service person at Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. I entreat all of you to keep listening to Radio Windy Bay. Never forget to follow all our social media handles at Radio Windy Bay 98.3
A very good
FM.
morning to you doing the listening. It's 7 o'clock and it's time for Windy News Compilation. Coming up, the Directorate of Health Service of the University of Education, WINIBA, marks Breast Cancer Awareness Month with health screening exercise. And President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo pledged Ghana's full support for the newly elected Commonwealth Secretary General, Shirley Ayoko Boche. And on the international front, Botswana ruling party rejected after 58 years in power. Presenting the news is Nana Ama Nyameke Baini. The news in detail. The Directorate of Health Service of the University of Education, WINIBA, on Monday, October 28, 2024, organized a health screening exercise for the university community and its public. The three-day exercise, which was held in collaboration with the Gender Mainstreaming Directorate of the university in all three campuses, was in accordance with the Ghana Health Service Directive to observe October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It featured a breast screening exercise aimed at promoting early detection and awareness of breast cancer. My colleague Seth Kwame Dankwa caught up with the team for the first day of the exercise to explore its essence and benefit. Let's take a listen.
Well, it's breast cancer awareness, and from the University Health Directorate, we just came up with some exercise just to have a feel of our university community, the students and everybody, so that we will screen them so that we get to know, as you said, the theme, when early detection is the key. So once we detect it early, the prognosis is very good. It's in the advanced stages that is where we have the mastectomy and all those things that comes in. So breast is a precious organ, and we cherish it, not only for the women. Men, we are most interested in the breast. Yes, because for lactation, everything. So it's very, very important. So it's just benign, and depending on it, if there's a surgery that is supposed to be done, yes, we can do it for you. If it is on an advanced stage, as I said, there are stages. If you just come on fibroadenoma, maybe cyst, anything, yes, we can.
Away from the breast cancer news, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has pledged Ghana's full support for the newly elected Commonwealth Secretary General Shirley Ayoko Boche as she embarks on her prestigious role. Ms. Boche, who is also Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, was last Saturday, October 26, 2024, elected as the 7th Secretary General at the 27th Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Apia, Samoa. She has made history as the first African woman to hold the prestigious post and ushering in new era of leadership for the Commonwealth. She will also be the second woman to assume that role as she succeeds the United Kingdom's Baroness Patricia Scotland. At a ceremony held to welcome her back, the president praised Ms. Boche for her accomplishments, saying she has done a yeoman's job as Foreign Secretary, chairperson of the ECOWAS of Council of Ministers, and several other important international assignments have been very well delivered by this young lady. Let's take a listen to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
It testifies to the esteem in which our foreign minister of the last nearly 8 years is also held. She's done a yeoman's job for us as Foreign Secretary. So, coming back here, I knew we would meet something like this, and I'm very happy that all of you have come out in your numbers to come and meet her and congratulate her. Let's meet her and push her to do a very good job for our country. She now flies the flag of Ghana on the global stage in a way which has not been done since our late revered diplomat Kofi Annan was General of the United Nations. So it's important for all of us to come together and offer her our strong support so that she delivers in her function. I have no doubt that she's going to do a very good job for all of us in the Commonwealth.
Meanwhile, Madam Shelley pledged her resolve to work hard and make the Commonwealth relevant and build on the good works of her predecessor with much focus on technology.
To its people, to build on the work she has in my heart out, to make the Commonwealth relevant to its people, to build on the work she has done with the amazing staff of the Secretariat and their partners. I shall harness opportunities for transformation and enhance our global voice. I'll prioritize inclusive and effective decision-making, leveraging technology and AI, artificial intelligence, to build gaps and amplify marginalized voices. There's a lot of work to be done, as Mr. President said, and I'm prepared to roll my sleeves and get it done.
Away from that, to some politics where the new Patriotic Party flag bearer Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has reiterated his commitment to simplifying Ghana's passport application process by incorporating the Ghana card as central document for verification. Dr. Bawumia outlined this proposal during his campaign tour in the Nkwanta North constituency, where he shared his vision of more efficient public service process. He emphasized that using the Ghana card as the primary source for passport applications will streamline procedures, reducing delays and bureaucratic complications. This digital approach, he believes, will not only make service more accessible but also enhance government efficiency across multiple sectors.
Passport, but hiding Takra, who may give passport, this all cover form, no I feel it, what do birth certificate, Nina, now process it, maybe any easy cry, and then we share passport form, no swag. Questions beyond what is our passport form, no so, and what Ghana card, no so. From next year, who are Ghana card, not open passport, who feel it for you, 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 who bet you're not printing your passport, I'm out, who feel it for you, I'm over.
Away from that, National Democratic Congress presidential candidate John Dramani Mahama has expressed profound concern over renewed tensions in Boko following the return of rival chief Alhaji Seidu Abagre from exile. This latest resurgence of the long-standing chieftaincy dispute has already led to two deaths and multiple injuries, raising alarm among residents and leaders. Addressing supporters on Monday, 28 October 2024, in Saboba as part of his Northern Regional tour, the NDC flag bearer urged all the warring parties in Boku to exercise restraint and to reject any provocation towards violence. He reiterated his commitment to establish everlasting peace in Boku should he win the upcoming elections.
Time the peace of Ghana will be disturbed, it is the MPP government that is in power. Recently, I've been hearing some things happening in Boko that appear to be threatening to disturb the peace there. I just appeal to the people of Boko area and all those who are stakeholders in what is happening there to exercise patience, exercise restraint. We know that there are some sinister hands who are trying to stoke the fires of ethnic conflict. They should not allow themselves to be provoked to violence. And so please, the people of Boku area, I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you, remain calm, be restrained, don't resort to conflict. NDC is coming. When we come, we will make sure there is peace in Boku.
Mr. Mahama further warned the people to be wary of his opponent from the MPP, who, according to him, only empower few individuals only for purpose of enticing others to leave their political parties and join them.
Or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of you, and they will give them some position and empower them, and they will become wealthy. Then they'll turn around to you and say, you see, you are in NDC, or you are in PNC, or you are in some other party. Look at this one. When he joined MPP, you don't see he's bought a car, he has a television, he's built a house. They empower just a few people and use those people to entice others to leave their parties and join them. But if we did not provide electricity, that person you have empowered, his house here, would he have electricity in it? Can he watch his TV? Can he put on his air condition? Can he drink ice water from his fridge? But NDC brought that electricity.
On agriculture, the NDC flag bearer reiterated his plan to prioritize farmers, thus providing them with the needed resources to maximize agri-business.
To build farmer service centers, and those centers are going to be the central pivot for supporting farmers. And so if you are a farmer in Saboba, when we put up the Saboba Farmer Service Center, you must register with the center, and that center will provide you with your subsidized fertilizer, it will provide you with your pesticides and weedicides, it will provide you with tractor services. Every center will have 15 tractors. The fee for plowing will be reduced so that you can afford to get mechanized tractor services. We are going to support you with irrigation systems so that when there's a drought, you can still provide water to your crops.
Away from that, the founder of the Ghana Freedom Party, GFP, Ekuadonko, has passed away. The GFP founder died at the Ridge Hospital in Accra on Monday, 28 October 2024. Details surrounding her passing remain undisclosed. Madam Donko, celebrated for her vibrant personality and steadfast dedication to the Ghanaian people, founded rose to prominence as an outspoken advocate for farmers and women's rights. Known for her candid approach to politics and unyielding spirit, Madam Donko ran for the presidency multiple times, resolutely representing marginalized communities despite limited financial resources. To some other stories where the Member of Parliament for Aguna West constituency, Cynthia Morrison, who is now contesting the seat as an independent candidate, has denied any involvement in the recent shooting incident in Aguna Swedru. The incident occurred when her supporters clashed with those of the MPP's parliamentary candidate for the constituency, Chris Arthur, while both camps were campaigning in the area on Sunday, October 27, 2024. She added that she could not determine whether or not the incident was an attempted assassination on her life. Police in the area have since commenced an investigation into the matter, where 4 individuals sustained injuries from the gunfire, including the Nasara coordinator for the constituency, Rashid Haruna, whose condition was said to have been severe. Philip Morgan is a member of Cynthia Morrison's campaign team and explains what happened.
Endorsed his candidature, and the program was so much successful. In the evening, when we are about to end the program, when Honorable Cynthia Mamle Morrison has mounted the platform and was speaking on top of his car, then Chris Atta and his people came to pass by the crowd. They drove through the crowd rudely, and all that we heard was pow. Place. They stood there for about 2 to 3 minutes and left the place, and we suddenly heard some women crying. Somebody has been shot. Then we took the injured people to the hospital at Yankum. We were having police protection. We didn't carry guns. And as at now, we leave everything to the police for the investigation to come out. We are waiting that the investigation will come out and we will get to know the truth of the matter.
Meanwhile, Cynthia Morrison said the happenings would never deter her to back down.
Even just last Friday, they took me to court again. It will not deter me. Today, members of MPP, high-ranking members of MPP, are calling me to beg me to rescind my decision. And if I have to rescind my decision, for who? If it is Chris, then they should step the two of us down. Bring another candidate. I will support with my money, with my strength and everything. But if it's to step down for Chris Atta, who can openly insult me on the radio, get people to go and sweep behind me, get people to insult me and give them 100 cedis, get people to come and hoot at me, is not possible. I will not do that.
I exempt from obeying the orders of the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court has dismissed an application by the Speaker of Parliament asking the court to vacate its ruling that holds the Speaker's declaration of 4 seats in Parliament vacant. In a ruling on Wednesday, October 30, 2024, a 5-member panel of the court held that the Speaker's application amounted to misinformation and misapprehension of the law. According to the court, the Speaker's submission that the court had no jurisdiction in the matter was misconceived because the matter in question was a clear case of constitutional interpretation. The Supreme Court was hearing the suit filed by the majority leader in Parliament, Alexander Afanyomakin, who was seeking a clarification on the status of the 4 members of Parliament who have decided to contest the upcoming December 2024 elections either as members of the MPP or as independent candidate. Here is the Chief Justice Gertrude Iraba Isaba Tokono with the verdict.
For the above reasons, I exempt from obeying the orders of the Supreme Court when they are made to give effect to its duty to prevent a violation of the Constitution. Because of the irreparable harm to the constituencies made up of hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians who would have lost their MPs without the option of a by-election, and the irreparable harm to the MPs who would have lost their seats in Parliament in these last few weeks to the 7th December elections, if the meaning put on Article 97(1)(g) by the Speaker was enforced without a clear determination of the disputes around it, compliance would also have enabled this court to dispose of this case by this week, including the question of whether the suit is competent in form or the jurisdiction of this court has been properly invoked. It is important, and the question of whether the jurisdiction has been properly invoked is different from whether the jurisdiction exists. It's a different legal question. It is important to place on record that both the plaintiff and the Attorney General have complied with these orders, and this court is able to complete hearing of this suit if the Speaker chooses to file no processes. For the above.
Earlier, the Supreme Court has overruled an objection by the counsel for the Speaker, Tidayat Sori, who raised an objection for the recusal of one of the panel members hearing the case, Justice Ernest Yawojo, on the basis that he was a former parliamentary candidate on the ticket of the governing New Patriotic Party. However, in overruling the objection, the 5-member panel presided over by the Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Tokono, held that a recusing of a judge on such grounds would not advance the administration of justice. Consequently, the court said there was a judge who was a former sitting member of Parliament, while another one too was a former General Secretary of the People's National Convention, PNC. Again, the court held that the current matter was a subject of constitutional dispute and not of the political parties.
of applicants' affidavit to paragraphs 21 and 49 of applicants' affidavit will be addressed in the final ruling on this application. On the objection to a panel member being a former member of a political party, this court must take judicial notice of the fact that within the ranks of the Superior Court is a former member of Parliament for the National Democratic Congress, a former General Secretary of the People's National Convention. It should be well understood that when Parliament approves a qualified citizen to be a justice of the Superior Court, pursuant to Article 1284, the representatives of this country have appreciated the ability of that qualified person to contribute to justice delivery in the country. Second, the subject matter of this suit before this court is a constitutional dispute and not a matter involving political parties.
Now to some education story where the Ministry of Education has officially released the much anticipated 2024-2025 school placement for senior high schools and technical and vocational education and training institutions, allowing thousands of qualified students to secure admission for the upcoming academic year. In a statement, the ministry reported that out of 563,339 results received from the West African Examination Council, 553,155 candidates met their criteria for placement. Of these, 447,698 candidates, representing 80.93%, were successfully placed in one of their selected schools. However, approximately 104,918 qualified students were unable to secure placement in any of their preferred schools. To assist these students, the ministry has activated the self-placement platform where candidates can select from schools with viable spaces. Now to the international arena, where voters in Botswana have rejected the country's long-serving governing party in a result that marks a political earthquake in the diamond-rich southern African nation. The Botswana Democratic Party, BDP, in power since independence in 1966, has won only 4 parliamentary seats as of Friday morning. It will be replaced by the Umbrella for Democratic Change, UDC. In a phone call to UDC leader Duma Buku, President Mogweti Masisi conceded and congratulated his opponent. Despite overseeing a dramatic change in Botswana, recent poor economic growth and high unemployment dented the BDP's popularity. Before we end the news, a recap of the headlines. The Directorate of Health Service of the University of Education, Winneba, embarks on breast cancer awareness. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo pledged Ghana's full support for the newly elected Commonwealth Secretary General Shirley Ayoko Boche. And on the international front, Botswana ruling party rejected after 58 years in power. And that ends today's Wednesday news compilation. Meet at same time next week for another edition. A very big thank you to my producer Samuel McCarthy. Presented the news as Nana Ama Nyamike Baini. Have a good weekend. Windy Bay.